Bear Down Report Film Breakdown is brought to you by Jeff Cadwalder with At Properties. Visit GenevaJeff.com to buy or sell your home today. We're going to look at a few plays of Khalil Herbert, Bears' new acquisition, late round in the draft. Another Ryan Pace gold mine at the back end of the draft. He's kind of replacing David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen, kind of being the best combination of both. So these two plays against the Raiders will kind of show him with inside zones. So this play here, the key with inside zone is double teaming the D-line to get to those linebackers. So Mustipher, Cody Whitehair will get to 90 and get to this backside backer. Right tackle's going to kind of cut off this left end, and then James Daniels is going to jump right out here on this other box linebacker and create a nice cutback lane for Khalil Herbert. You'll see the two tight ends at the top of the screen. Jesse James, one of them. So these guys get a double, and Mustipher really takes that nose tackle and allows Cody Whitehair to kind of peel off. You see both these guards will go right for these two backside linebackers and make great contact with them. They're cut off. Herbert's shooting for here, but really most inside zone wants to hit in the backside A-gap. So get everybody going horizontal, put your foot in the ground here, and hit this backside A-gap. If they can hold this block a little longer, it might be a bigger gain. Graham's actually blocking somebody here. My fault. That's Cole Kmet. And he's going to have about a 6-yard gain before the backside safety kind of picks him up. So that's what you want to see with inside zone, those constant 5, 6, 7, 8-yard gains, putting your foot in the right ground and going. This is almost the exact same play, just a slightly different formation. So we'll kind of see the constant theme here, especially against the Raiders with these two plays. You're going to see Daniels and Whitehair again get out to these box or outside linebackers. You're going to see some double teaming at the front of the play. What's going to happen is this gentleman is going to actually make the tackle because Bird totally whiffs on his block. So every coach's favorite thing when that happens. Graham's going to trade over, and they're going to bump over, showing zone. All right. So now they're just in 2-by-2. Start off here, we have a double team, and it looks like Mustipher has him secured, so Whitehair's going to head to this linebacker. Great movement and feet. Daniels gets off his double team block. Great finish by the right tackle. And these two guards are going to engage with these linebackers, creating a nice cutback lane again for Khalil Herbert. Puts his foot in the ground, has his cutback lane. Probably has a ton of space, could score, but Bird whiffs on his block. You see these two guys ready to jump right here. Perfect lineup blocking. When your guards get to the second level with the linebackers, you're going to have an easily positive run play. Bursts through and ends up getting tackled. Not for a Dragons defender, about 4 or 5 more yards. Khalil Herbert looks like the real deal. Quite a steal. This is one of the first plays of the game. Bears have 2 tight ends down on the line, both playing Y spot in theory. 2 receivers, and they're going to move over here, and you're going to see the Packers kind of shift into the zone. Then we'll pause it again. So they kind of shift over, and you see the Bears, they're kind of forming this cluster you see a lot, like the Rams do it. Generally like to see at least odd tight end in that cluster. They've attached the tight end to the line of scrimmage, okay, to the tackle. A lot of times you see this cluster over a yard or 2 or 3 maybe, which is great for getting released, but also that kind of leaves a gap open if a defender wants to shoot in. So this is kind of sealing that gap up if you're looking to run over this way, because in theory, Kmet could have a down block. Mooney, he'll have a down block. So just kind of a simple zone. Everybody's going to step to the left. Good job. Whitehair's going to get out there, as he always seems to do. Get to this backer. Not a whole lot of room. Kmet does a good job basing and turning his guy out. Peters has a good seal right here. And he ends up having a little hole and kind of makes play of it. Kmet kind of gets beaten a little bit. It's a bigger dude. And then Herbert kind of just rambles through and somehow pulls a whole pile about another 7-8 yards. I don't know what the momentum was going on there. But it's just an excellent job of guys holding their blocks long enough and Herbert making a play. More zone runs with Herbert. You see the Bears have, instead of having their 2 tight ends with an inline tight end and a wing, they have Alex Bars as their 3rd swing tackle eligible. He's going to check in, so it kind of signals going to run this way. Packers in their standard tight front. You see a lot of teams doing this. College, Georgia does it. I see it high school. Nose tackle and both big boys and a 3-tech, right? Then you kind of have your outside linebackers and your box linebackers. Mooney's going to go in motion, which kind of determines if you're going to have, well, there he goes, that old 22. Their Packers are not in zone. They're just going to have one guy shift over. So if you watch, Komet's going to sink back this way, and a lot of times you see the tight ends doing that. You'll see the Rams, like I said, do that all the time, 49ers, who either block and seal this guy at the end of the line of scrimmage or leak out for a pass for some kind of play action. So watch everybody else here getting some good movement. Get a good double right here. Bars is working this guy out to the corner, and Herbert's going to read Bars' block. So if Bars starts driving him out, hopefully Herbert can put his foot in the ground. If not, he'll swing around the outside. And keep your eye on Mooney as well, too, throwing a good block on one of these DBs coming around the corner here. Keeps going. We have some good doubles going on here. Bears don't really get to the second level, but they definitely hold those big bodies in the front from sliding down the line of scrimmage, which is important. He has a gap open. Reads Bars' block. He's going to keep bouncing it. Mooney's got a seal here, like Vince Lombardi says. A seal here and a seal here. Rips it outside. This guy gets out leverage, and he makes a good gain out of it. Almost ripped off a big one, too. Just a little bit out of bounds, but about a 12-yard gain. All right, through this last one here, we're going to look at the wide and the tight for it. Bears in 2x2 shotgun with the back on the side. Kind of looks like one of our basic high school formations. Green Bay has got their tight front, and then it looks like they're in quarters coverage, so cover 4. These guys would be deep in theory. These guys have the flats, but it's not going to end up looking like that because this guy's really close and attached to the number 2 receiver, so it might be man. Either way, it's going to be a simple outside zone, and Khalil Herbert's going to make a chicken salad out of chicken. Yeah, you guessed it. All right. He's going to do some outside zone. We'll get a better look at the tight shot. Nothing's there, and he's bouncing around, finding these gaps, looking, and just makes a tremendous play until they cut him off. So let's see how that worked on the tight shot real quick. 2 things of note on this great run by Herbert, just on his own basically. He's going to take an outside zone path, where he's going to stay parallel to the line of scrimmage. He's looking to get outside. He's not going to be able to do that, and that's when he cuts it back up. Secondly, this is the type of thing with everybody spread out in 2x2 and only a 5-man box, really. Fields is the extra hat, so if he takes this zone read and pulls it out the back door, he might have some space as well. But they don't do that. So outside zone track. Bears getting some good doubles up front, getting that second level, but he doesn't quite get there, and this linebacker's going to press into this hole right here. Robinson doing a decent job. Nothing happened. He sees that's not going to be a thing. He's going to put his foot in the ground. It has some space here. Komet does his best to kind of block somebody, and Herbert just plants his foot in the ground again, and off he goes. That's some fancy footwork for sure. You don't find guys like in the 5th round just sitting around, so great find by Pace.